Ok, bonsoir tout le monde. Bienvenue à Keegan. Je ne sais pas si vous connaissez encore, mais c'est le mentor, le créateur de Uncommon Success. Je ne sais pas si d'ailleurs vous avez déjà entendu parler de ça, mais ça ne devrait pas tarder si tout se passe bien. Donc Keegan, bienvenue.
Merci.
How are you doing?
Very good.
Very good.
Yep.
Pour cette vidéo, on va parler anglais parce que Keegan, voilà, et même il y aura d'autres intervenants qui vont arriver juste dans la suite, parlent tous anglais. Et donc vous allez faire un effort, vous allez traduire et puis apprendre l'anglais si ce n'est pas déjà fait, ça sera bien pour vous. Et so today we're gonna speak about Uncommon Success. What is it exactly? Can you just explain what it is? What's your background? Maybe just tell us who you are and then.
It actually all started in France. Pour ça, je parle un peu en français. J'étais là-bas pendant 2 ans. J'avais travaillé avec une équipe de rugby à 13 in Perpignan in the south of France. But that was really the beginning of a lot of this, where I left the life of a traveler to work again in elite sport. But what I found when I was in elite sport with the Catalan Dragons and with the Sydney Roosters is I still wanted to find another level of culture. So it was great to be in the elite sporting culture of rugby, and for 80 minutes a week, those men were at their best and they had to prepare to be good at rugby. But I was always interested in, is there another level of being good at life? And I wanted to find something more. There's great things in rugby, that there's also the culture of kind of drinking and gambling, and not everybody, but I wanted to be part of something bigger and better than that. And I couldn't find anything like that. And I was going to be a father, and I was thinking of, what am I going to do with this life? How to make the world a better place for my children and live a good life. And so this project really comes out of that. At first it was called Real Movement Project, and there was a Frenchman, Fred Marcereau, who ran Real Movement Project en français.
How long ago was it?
That was 2016, 17, 18. So I ran some events in France with that group. And this is really another version of that. It's the same mission, but now with Uncommon Success, it's a bit more also for business and organizing your money. And so the thing is a mastermind to athletic, richer and smarter. So it's Mars, because the richest man in the world is talking about going to Mars, but I think this planet is beautiful and we should make our own Mars here. So mastermind, athletic, richer, smarter, live beautiful lives here on this space that we share. And so that's the vision, and we're here in one of the places where we can work on ourselves, work on our training, and meet others who have similar ideas. So that's what brings us together in Montenegro.
How do you call that place?
We call it the Uncommon Village, Uncommon Villages. Thinking about the name, it takes a village to raise a child is a saying in English. I don't know if you say the same thing in French. I think it's the same thing for a man, for a woman. We all need villages. I think we need to be around others who challenge us. And you guys get to experience that for a few days here together, or a few weeks, depending on how long you stay. It's something special when you're around other people who challenge you. And maybe you live a little bit like this in France, from the sounds of things, with almost living in the CrossFit box.
Yeah.
You're kind of around the other men, but a lot of men don't have that at all. And it's not healthy. It's not good. We're not meant to be living in these small nuclear families, mother, child, children. Everyone goes to different places for most of the day and then spend a couple of hours together, maybe a little bit of time on the weekend. This model is clearly not working if you look at mental health statistics, if you look at family statistics of divorce rates and things like this. So we need to try something else. I don't have all the answers, but I want to try something else. I've wanted to try something else all my life. And so now I got some resources, and it's like, okay, let's try something. Let's build something here in Montenegro. Let's build something in Vanuatu. That led to the creation of Bali Time Chamber as well. When I went to speak with Nico in Bali, I said, this is what I'm doing. What do you think? And he's done something similar and beautiful there. He was going to use it as a hotel, and he changed it into a project like this, where men can go to transform it. You're about to go and visit him there.
Yeah, soon.
Yeah, but this is the question we're answering. It's not an answer, but it's a question of how can we live? What are the best ways of living? And for sure, we're not there yet, but we're doing something different, and I think that's important.
Do you have something planned for every villages? Like, do you want to make them like resilient, not like depending on the society, and maybe growing farms, having your own culture?
Yeah.
Is that a project?
Yeah, I'm very interested in the soil and the health of the soil and the quality of food and produce that comes from it. I don't think it's good that we're putting poisons in the soil and in all our food and in our water, and it doesn't make any sense to me that we're poisoning everything. So how do we do something about that? Well, we have to ourselves take action, try something else. But it's not easy. It's not a given now to be able to have your own farm.
Yeah.
I'm not living here all year. There's a lot of different things to work on, and so it's going to take time to really develop our own food. We have a beautiful vegetable patch, and we have like 20 chickens. There's been goats here before, and there's, you know, and we had sheep, but it's going to take some time to organize everything, and it takes more than a couple of people to be able to run a farm as well as run online businesses. But it's definitely part of the vision, and in Vanuatu we're organizing now our cattle, and it's not necessary right now. You can buy a really good local produce, but the direction that we want to go in is to be self-sustaining and be able to provide great food for the local community.
And what would you answer to someone who said to you, like, you're building villages, you're destroying nature to do this, and you're using carbon because you're gonna travel and all that thing? What would you answer? What would you maybe ask to this person?
Yeah, so it's we've had big changes in what we think, how we should live. We always lived in these villages. You can hear from the local people about how their grandparents lived and how their great-grandparents lived. 90% of the people from the villages in this area, they're not here anymore. They went to Germany to work and drive taxis, or they're in the cities. Everybody left the land to depend on stuff that travels from all around the world. To me, what's ecological is you eat the food that's nearby and you don't rely on mass transport. That's what makes potentially more sense. But to be honest, it's a world at the moment where everybody's being pitted one against the other. It's, are you blue or are you red? Are you black or are you white? Are you green or are you destroying the planet? And all of it it's actually all false. It's all wrong. It's not blue or red. It's not black or white. I'm not white. You're not black. Like it's all lies. The narratives don't make any sense when you break them down. And I think the answers are simpler when you just look at the past and you think, okay, what were we living like 100 years ago?
And what we're living now is like, you can see, you put in the balance, I think the more ecologic is when we go back.
Yeah, my grandparents had they had their pigs and they had their cattle, and probably yours too, dairy.
Yeah, the farm.
They didn't need really anything from anywhere else. They didn't depend on the shops.
Not at all, yeah.
At all. So I think that is more ecological. And yeah, some people are going to have their opinion of, well, you shouldn't do this and you shouldn't encourage people to travel and see you. But we need to build social solutions and solutions for the heart and for the mind. My primary concern is the heart and mind of men and women. Mankind is the focus because we're the powerful ones and we're the ones who are making the most important decisions. So if big problems need to be solved, then we need to be healthy in spirit and in body. So that's the focus.
You just spoke about men and women. What's the income? Like, is it only for men, or is it like women are linked to it as well? How would you say that? Yeah,
so
you have a wife.
I have a wife. I love women, and I have a daughter. And since I started mentoring, it's been 95% men. It's strength training, which is already a male-dominated industry. I come from a rugby background, and it's been men that have wanted to do my programs. I haven't particularly tried to market to men, but it's been men. It's been 95%, 97% men. So for the few women that join, sometimes they feel uncomfortable. And I've had that situation quite a bit where it's like, I don't feel like I'm really part of this. And I think it's better not just to say, okay, it's for men. And I think it's okay to, in my mind, a man and a woman is different. A chicken and a rooster is different. A bull and a cow are different. And we should, it should be okay to acknowledge that. And I know the journey of a man. I've experienced the challenges of being a man, of finding a woman and being single and proving yourself to other men, and all the challenges that go through the journey of being a man. I've lived those, and so I can support others and I can understand what they're going through. Woman, not so much. You know, I never gave birth. I never had a period. I never went through these journeys that women go through. So in all historical cultures, there was that division, and I think it's an okay thing. Doesn't mean women can't have business or women can't go to the gym. But for me, what's worked best and the best work that I've done has been supporting the journey of other men, and so that's why it's male dominant. But the idea with the villages, as we build them and they become bigger, is that there can be more families, and I don't know exactly how it's all going to unfold. What I know for now, for sure, is that we need stronger men. And you know, men are the ones that go to war, men are the ones who build the mines, and they build a lot of the key infrastructure in the world, and we need stronger men for sure. And you know, it's not my job to decide what women should be like, but I can have an influence on what men can be like, and so that's the role that I'm looking to play.
So how do you see Uncommon Success in like a year, 2 years, 4 years from now?
I can already see, you know, we're just 4 months or so into the pro game, where we kind of became more serious about the investment and the culture that we're building. And in that short period of time, we have the village in India that is all planned out and is looking to get started, one in Mexico as well. I think more physical locations is a big thing. There's a lot of online programs and apps and people who will take your money to get on a phone call with you. But I don't know anyone else who's like, yeah, we're building a physical web all around the world, so you're gonna be able to go to one of these places and reset yourself, or build a program, or do a training program that you haven't done before, and be around other men who've chosen to be on this path of bettering themselves. Because you just can't find that in there. You go down the pub, it's not there. You know, I've been over 50 countries, and it's not common to find men like we have in this network. And everybody joins, most people join feeling pretty lonely, and they say for the first time, I don't feel lonely. And that's, you know, that's what Ben Patrick said when we started working together. It's like, for the first time, I don't feel like I'm on my own. I don't feel lonely anymore. And that can be solved through online, but then it's always better when you get face to face. And so I love that we're doing the villages now. It was part of the vision from early on, but I kind of didn't know how to do it, and I was slow to start. But now we're building these physical locations, which I think are really important. We have Seb and Daniel, who are on our team here at the moment as well. They're working hard on the app side of things, so the technological interface. We have something really unique with the technology that makes it easier for men to connect together and know who they're going to connect with. And it's something different that we're building, and I think the tech side of things will also be a lot further along a year from now.
I've already seen the difference in between, like when I joined, I think 2 months ago, 2 months and a half, and now it's just already like a huge difference. So yeah, I can't wait to see.
I'm excited to see where it goes, and we need more men. Like, it's honestly, it's the network effect. It's every player plays a key role, and every player has specific value, because one's a specialist in understanding international banking, another person's a specialist in trading, another person's a specialist in weightlifting, and everyone who comes, it's not just like plus one, it's the multiplier effect of how much impact that one individual can have on 20, 50 others. And so it's really exciting to think of what it's going to be like with 1,000 players. You know, the goal is to get to 1,000 men who are really striving to be their best and progressing their business. 190 in the pro game. And yeah, over the 2 apps, we're over 1,000. But the trick is the discipline and the commitment. Yeah. Because it's easy to buy a program, or it's easy to kind of say that you want to do something, but you have to then take action. And so that's what's cool about the technology that we have now. Everybody has a mirror in front of them of how much action that they're taking. And sometimes it's difficult when you look in that mirror and you're like, man, I just didn't get that much done this month. And you're going to have months like that. Like, there's going to be times where you think, could have been a lot more. But better to have that mirror and be a bit uncomfortable with it than look back and say, 10 years and I didn't go anywhere, I didn't meet anyone, I haven't learned anything. Like, too many men, when was the last time you learned a new skill? When was the last time you had a conversation about something that's completely foreign to you?
I don't even remember.
But in this, you're forced to, you're gonna have that all the time, because
all the time,
someone else is a specialist in crypto and the other person's a specialist, and so you're always being exposed to these new topics, and that's what I want for myself, is lifelong learning. So the more everyone else levels up, the better it is. One individual leveling up helps everyone else, and so.
So how to join Uncommon Success?
Yeah, at the moment it's pretty easy. It's a question of deciding that you want this path for yourself, and having an introductory call. Make sure that you're wanting to commit. The basic commitment is you're going to have one call a week with someone else who's in the game. If you don't want to meet the other players, it's not for you. This is a mastermind, and the mastermind depends on interconnectivity. Yeah. So if you don't want to speak to someone once a week, it's not for you. The other component is to have a target each month. You have to have, this month,
like one thing.
Something that you're going to do. Ideally something in the athletic realm, progress your strength, your body composition, your handstand, your juggling. You choose something that you're going to get better at athletically, and something outside of the athletic realm, either with becoming wealthier, with money, business. I know you've had a business focus, or it could be with language skills. Kevin has a big focus on language. He's practicing his Spanish and Portuguese all day. But you must choose something. If you don't have a target, then someone else has chosen the target for you. That's the thing that people don't understand when they're not setting goals. It's not that you don't have a goal. It's that you're not consciously aware that a goal has been set for you and you're working towards someone else's stuff. Like, it's by design that society has gone in the direction, and it's changed a lot from what it was just 1-2 generations before. It's not by accident. A goal has been set, and society is moving towards a goal. It's known as social engineering. My mentor explained it to me as social engineering. And you can learn from him within the courses in the app as well, from Paul Council. But it's by design. And so if you want something other than the future that has been engineered for you, which doesn't look that good when I look at the average direction and where things are trending, then you have to choose another target. And so that's the prerequisites. If you're willing to do those things, if you want to make more money, if you're happy to become more athletic and you want to have an international network, then
that's for you.
Welcome.
Yeah. So what is, just to finish, can you just tell us what is exactly in the app? What's the feature? Mm-hmm. What do you have access to? Yeah,
so there are quite a few features, and Seb actually was the one who said it to me. It's not an app, it's an operating system.
It's almost an app.
It's like building Apple or Microsoft or something for, you want to live life well, okay, you're going to need all this stuff, because we have a goal schedule in there, we have a habit tracker, we have leaderboards, we have effectively like kind of a LinkedIn area where you can see everybody else's profile and you look up their call number or how to contact them on social media, but you can see a lot about their goals and what they've done in the past and what they've studied. And so there's a number of features there.
And the courses.
The courses area as well.
That's pretty big.
Yeah, everybody kind of does courses. So, that's probably, it's an important part because we have great courses there. But what's really unique about what we're doing is it's not just knowledge. It's connections, action, and knowledge. So the knowledge will be fine if you're consistently connecting and you have an action plan and you're accountable to taking some action. And most men feel too busy to be held accountable. And that's a convenient way of saying, I'm okay staying where I am right now and I don't want to look in the mirror.
Yeah.
But you have that accountability of, okay, I said I'm going to launch this program. It's the easiest environment to start a business. I would say the majority of men at some stage have thought, I would like to work for myself. I think it's an instinct and innate in us. I want to have land and the modern day equivalent of owning land. We used to fight over lands, right? We wanted to have farmland and we wanted to get more farmland and we wanted to pass on farmland to the next generation because that meant they would grow up strong. The modern version of that is to have your own business, to have your own factory that produces money, to be able to sustain yourself rather than having to go and work for the man, as they say. we're meant to have that. We're meant to be able to work for ourselves. Again, 100 years ago, 90% of people were working for themselves. Fast forward 100 years, 90% of people are working for somebody else. So to be able to work for yourself today, you have to be different. You have to be uncommon. What's great about Uncommon Success is you get to role play and work your way into having your own business, which you've just experienced. Yeah. You're not coming from a massive, I don't take offense, but business entrepreneurial background.
No.
You've just had 70 calls with men who, some of them will want to continue to learn from you. If you have a product, if you develop things, and if they wanted to, men from all over the world, if they respect you, if they've got value from the thing that you've done, then for sure there's another 70 out there somewhere who would also want to do that. And so you get this onboarding into the entrepreneurial life in a non-threatening way. You can practice your sales calls, you can practice delivering your product. Everything is there so that you can experience it, because you have to do the thing. If you want to have the power, you have to do the thing. So you do the thing, you learn about it, you study it, you take action and do it, and then you teach it to others as well. And so others are already going to be thinking about how they can incorporate neuro dance and this neuro strategy into their businesses, because they're coaches as well, and they're thinking, okay, well, if he's teaching me this, then maybe I can use this with my clients.
Exactly.
I get better results, my business works better, people are happier, therefore I get to travel the world, I get to make money. Yeah, you're already helping others up just by asking them the questions and showing them for themselves. And if they experience, my training feels better now because it's more specific to who I am, maybe I should do this with my clients. Not everybody's a personal trainer in Uncommon Success, but there are a lot of coaches there, and everybody values their training. That's one of the values of the game. So
you just said it's not only personal trainer, but either a niche, or it's just entrepreneur, whatever they're into.
I want to work with men who want to have their own business. Yeah. It's not a requirement, but the richer side of things has more potential if you figure out your own income. But if you're happy with the work that you're doing, you're working for somebody. An entrepreneur is kind of, it's not that you have to be the owner of something, but you should be working for something that you care about, and you're working as part of something that you value, and that has potential to expand. I think that is an important thing. Anyone who has those values, who wants to expand, who sees in the future, maybe 4 years from now, 8 years from now, I definitely don't want to be working this job. It doesn't mean you have to quit your job today. It doesn't mean you have to already have a business, but probably you want to trend in that direction, and someday either work for a small business that really means a lot to you, or start your own thing.
You might have to be in fitness.
No, it doesn't need to be in fitness. It should be.
You should at least do.
Oh, you should train, yes. But the business can be, a lot of the businesses end up being athletic related businesses. But there's, for example, today we spoke with Michael Cantwell, who's Barley Forages. It's a dried meat business. Nathan Gould has a gut health drop shipping business, delivers gut health products. So there's a lot of different styles of business.
But
oftentimes they're related to fitness or athletic. Yeah.
But they should train at least.
Everybody should train. Yeah. They don't have to have an athletic related business, but they should. Yeah, the athletic thing is it's a prerequisite for mankind. In other times, it was not an option. If you live in the village and you can't fight, then you're a liability to the village. And we don't want you to be here, or we don't want you to, because if the guys come from over the hill, then we have to be ready. And if you're the weak one, that's not good. And that's what, not too long ago, I have Scottish ancestry, Irish ancestry, British. It's not too long ago that these scenarios were real. Vikings and tribes and clans. And as much as I don't want it to go back to that, but we still should be physically able, and we should be preparing ourselves. It's part of our nature. It's part of respecting ourselves, respecting our ancestry, is to develop the physical as well as mental, spiritual. And so, you have to do your push-ups. No one can do them for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Awesome. I think you've said almost everything we need to know about Uncommon Success. Thanks a lot.
Thanks for coming down, and I appreciate the opportunity to say this. You set all this up, and you're a very thoughtful man. I really appreciate everything that you've done for me, but for the network as well. I know that you've made a big impact on many already.
Keep my best.
Yeah. Some impressive handstand push-ups and workouts while you've been here and since joining. So yeah, thanks.
Thanks as well. All right.